Oh, hello, good evening, and welcome to Outside the Box, coming from Belfast. We're coming live, and as you know, it's St Patrick's Day, and sadly, there aren't any pubs open. For an Irishman, that's a bit of a tragedy. So what I've done is I've opened my own pub. I've got my Guinness, I've got my funny little green hat, I've got my Shamrock, and I've got my Elton John glasses, but these are actually Elton Shawn glasses for St Patrick's Day. The only thing I haven't got is mates. I'm here on my own. Well, I'm not quite on my own because I'm actually going to New York, where I'm joined by a friend of mine, Jack McGarry, who owns the Dead Rabbit pub. Jack, good evening, and have a good St Patrick's Day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me. Happy St Patrick's Day in these unique times.
Unique times indeed. Not a pub in Ireland open, but you're open.
Yes, we are. We're fortunate. We're at 35% occupancy, so we're not completely open. I'm in a part of our operation that is normally open, but that part's closed. So we're still got some restrictions, but we're fortunate to at least have some people in the bar.
Now, you've gone to a quiet part of the bar just to do this interview, but there is a band playing at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, we have Lunacy playing downstairs, so they're playing on two different parts of the day. So the beginning of the day, and you'll be playing that in a bit, and then they're playing towards the back end of the day. So Lunacy have been a fixture in our bar since we opened, and it's very important for us because we missed obviously last St Patrick's Day, and Lunacy were meant to play, and we closed on the 16th of March. So it's great for us that we're able to celebrate this St Patrick's Day with at least some people in this new normal.
Yeah, it must seem a bit weird. I mean, think of the previous St Patrick's Day since you got there in what, 2011 was it? 2012, 13?
2013 I got here, yeah.
Yeah, and St Patrick's Days must have been very different.
We opened in 2013. I got here in 2011, but this year's completely different. Like we're normally, it's shoulder to shoulder, crazy, just people, Guinness, Irish coffees all over the place. You know, this is very different. So obviously, we're doing the social distancing, the barriers, contactless payments. We're doing all that stuff. So this year is just so incredibly different.
So how many
it's hard
people?
to even put into words.
Yeah, how many people would you have had in your pub on a previous St Patrick's Day?
So we would have had. You're talking close to about 300 with our extension, whereas now with the occupancy restrictions, I believe we have just under 70 at the moment. So it's very, very different. And we're obviously flipping tables quicker to get more people through. But this is a fraction of what we would. I mean, this day is normally our biggest day of the year, the same as it is back home, and we're not even going to do a fraction of what we normally do. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me a bit about the pub. I mean, I believe you're the best bar in the world.
Yeah, well, we won it 2 years in a row from two different organisations. So we were very fortunate. Our whole goal was to bring the Irish pub into the 21st century. You know, a lot of the pubs back home, they're fantastic for hospitality, but in terms of like cocktails and amazing food and that type of stuff, there's a bit of a discrepancy there. So we wanted to kind of bring that all together. We come from the Merchant Hotel. That's where we worked in the bar. They're one of the world's best cocktail bar, and we wanted to bring that level of service together with the hospitality and accessibility of a Duke of York or a Kelly Cellars, you know. So that's really what the Dead Rabbit is about. It's about bringing that pub life with the hotel kind of cocktail bar.
Yes, and you've got various different parts of the bar as well. You have a parlour. You have all different kinds of atmospheres and different feelings when you go into different parts of the bar. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, so when you walk in, the entry level floor is the tap room. So the tap room is our representation of the Duke of York and Kelly Cellars. That's where we have the huge Irish whiskey selection, beers. It's much more robust and accessible. And the second floor, it's completely seated. It's we do our high end cocktails there. It's very, very high end service, which is more obviously illustrative of the Merchant Hotel. And then we have a third floor, which is called the Occasional Room, and that's where we have special events. So all those names we took from taverns and bars of the 19th century. So that's where we got those names from. So they're very, very, very different experiences throughout all the floors, as you said.
And Jack, you and your mate Sean Muldoon opened this pub. What brought you to America? What were the circumstances that made you think, you know what, let's leave Belfast and let's go somewhere and make our fortune?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the fortune part, but maybe that'll come one day. But yeah, I mean, the big thing that made us move, to be honest with you, was I think we reached our kind of ceiling in Belfast. You know, we'd done everything that we possibly could have done within the industry in Belfast, and obviously we got the opportunity to come to New York and do our own venue. And the one thing that really made us take the jump was that we were aware that when you come to New York and you succeed, the opportunities are endless. So for that was very important for us. And since we've come to New York, we've obviously opened this bar, and we're expanding this bar into different cities, and we've written books, and we've done a whole bunch of other projects. And I don't think that would have happened had we had stayed in Belfast. You know, as much as I love Belfast and I love Ireland, when you come to New York and you're in that shop window, you get a lot more attention.
Yeah, was this in your plan? I mean, could you see this in your mind's eye when you left Belfast? Did you think, right, I'm going to own pubs, I'm going to have the best bar in the world, I'm going to write books, I'm going to make cocktails, I'm going to do everything.
Yeah.
It's world domination, really.
So it was in our mind's eye for sure, and I don't mean this egotistically. We knew we were coming over here to open up the world's best bar. That was definitely the plan. However, if you're asking me about all the other extracurricular things that came out of it and the opportunities, I wouldn't have foreseen that. And the way that we've matured and developed as operators, it was all about awards and recognition when we first opened the bar. Where now it's much more patriotic, and we want to tell the story of Ireland and really show the American audience what a proper Irish pub is and can be. So it's definitely matured and grown over the years. But so yes, on the best cocktail bar part, but in terms of everything else in the journey, I wouldn't have foreseen that. No.
Yeah, and Sean, people around the world think of an Irish bar, they think of fights, they think of a lot of boozing, a lot of alcohol taken, a lot of Guinness being drunk. Now, I'm drinking a Guinness as we're speaking to you, but, just one.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. But is that the kind of atmosphere you're going for here, or are you turning that on its head?
Yeah, so ours is a bit more refined. Our whole thing here is, as I said to you, is to modernise the Irish pub, bring it into the 21st century, and what I mean by that is we focus on four key things. So food, we serve amazing pub grub for being a pub, and everything's made fresh, and we spend nothing frozen. We spend an awful lot of time on that. Our authentic Irish hospitality. Everything in this room is unique to us. It's from photographers we have commissioned, or sculptors or artists. Our cocktails are obviously very unique, and then we have a trifecta which we focus on the best serve of pint of Guinness in the city, and we copied the Gravediggers bar in Dublin. Their unique triple system dishwasher method to really serve the best pint, and then obviously the Irish coffee and Irish whiskey. We have 300 labels here, and we train our staff extensively. So we're really trying to show Ireland's products, the best of Ireland's products, places, and people. It's to shatter those misconceptions of an Irish pub being like a dive bar or somewhere you go to get shots. And because there's a lot of operators, I mean, you've been to America, you've seen it yourself. There's a lot of operators that put up these Guinness signs out front, and they get away with serving a terrible product. And we're really here to show that that's not what an Irish pub is. We call those types of bar McFakes. They're just not real. So that's what we're trying to do.
And tell me this. I assume it wasn't just a breeze. I assume there was very hard work behind this, because you're on social media. You're always promoting. Yeah. It must be just work, night and day.
Yeah, I mean, it's that kind of prerequisite, the metaphor. You see, a lot of people think they see the bar for what it is now. It's that tip of the iceberg thing, but they don't see everything below that culminated in that. It's we both work very, very hard. We're not detached owners. We're here every day, or one of us is here every day. We're always thinking about being better. We never rest on our laurels. We're just constantly moving and developing. And obviously there was extremely hard days when we opened, and we've both had personal things that we've had to kind of combat as we've developed the business. So it definitely hasn't been easy. It never has been easy, and I doubt it ever will be easy. But I think we're beginning to enjoy the ride a bit more. But I wouldn't say it's easy. But touch wood, we're doing all right so far. So we're just going to keep playing on.
I'm going to ask you for an Irish coffee, but first of all, I'm just going to ask you before that if you miss Belfast.
Oh, all the time. I mean, my family are, but my entire family are back home. The places I'm talking to you, like we were speaking about the Duke of York previously, the Duke, the Kelly's, Madden's, those places, the people, the banter, the crack. You know, you don't get that over here. So I miss it every day. I'm a very, very proud Belfast man. So I love getting back as much as I can. Obviously, it's broke my heart with this pandemic not getting back, but yeah, there's never a day goes past where I don't miss home.
You're also apparently a brilliant cocktail maker, a prized cocktail maker. You're going to make something, but now before you do, I'm actually going to make something as well.
All right.
I hope you don't mind. I'm going to give you a bit of competition. You said you serve the best Guinness. Well, my wee bar here isn't doing too bad. Look at the head on that. Not bad.
You look all right.
Look all right. And I've got my cocktail shaker here. So while you're making that Irish coffee, I'm going to make you something. It's going to be
nice.
What is it going to be? It's going to be an apple sour. You've maybe never heard of that. Maybe you have. No.
So you're a bespoke cocktail maker as well?
Yeah, I just made it up there now. Yeah. So I'm going to give it a shake and get it ready for you. Okay. So
all right.
Go ahead and make yourself an Irish coffee. Talk us through it if you want.
Nice. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do here is put in our whiskey. So we're going to put 1 ounce of which is about 30 mils of Bushmills Irish whiskey, which is obviously from Antrim, from where I'm from. And then the other piece of this we're going to do, obviously, we have our 6 ounce Dead Rabbit Irish coffee glass. This is a blend of our Sumatra coffee. It's like French press coffee, and we have Demerara sugar. So we have this all ready to go. We store these in water baths, and we keep these at about 75 degrees. So they're perfect temperature for an Irish. Because a lot of the problems with an Irish coffee is you'll get it and it's either too hot, too sweet, too bitter. So the reason why we do this is that it's perfectly balanced. And then all we do at the end here, sometimes the cream doesn't like to cooperate, we'll just put the cream on top here. And then that's our Irish coffee. So normally what I would do to finish this would be I would have I'll just bring this close so you can see it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, so and then I would normally just finish this with a dusting and nutmeg, but it's optional, but I'll not do that for you guys today. But if you were to do it, you would just dust it at a good distance so that you're just adding a dusting and not completely covering it.
I can almost smell it from here, Jack.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll get to drink it soon.
Okay, well, look, I trampled some apples earlier on and turned them into juice, added some vodka and martini, and give it a good shake. I didn't stir it, I shaked it. And I'm ready now. You see what I did there? So I don't know if I'm doing this the right way around. Am I this way or?
Yeah. So the spring, you put the spring into the tin. Yeah.
Oh, into the tin.
Yeah, into the tin, because that basically separates the ice from your liquid.
All right. Do you know what? Oh, there we go. Yeah, and just pour it.
There you go.
There we go.
That's you.
Here, will I get a job in your place if I came over? Get a summer job?
Oh, another couple of days of training, you'll be all right.
Well, look, there we go. This is for you. And I'll just bring it forward to our camera here, I think.
Cheers.
That's it. Cheers.
Cheers.
And a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Jack, we're probably going to leave it there because we want to hear a bit of this band, Lunacy, a great Irish band with Cillian Vallalay playing pipes on it. They're playing in your bar at the moment, as you say, but we recorded a little bit about half an hour before we came on air, and we're just going to play out with that. So look, have a great...
Awesome.
Have a great St. Patrick's Day. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy New York and enjoy your life. Thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Cheers. Into the song. Okay, well, here's a bit of music. It's from Lunacy, featuring the pipes of Mr. Vallalay, Cillian Vallalay. well. That was Lunasa live from New York, or almost live. That was half an hour ago, featuring Killian on the Ilian pipes. That's great, isn't it? Very good. And thanks very much to Jack, who runs the Dead Rabbit pub. Good job there. And that's all we have time for tonight. So all I can say to you is have a very good St. Patrick's Day. Safe home if you're out, but I'm sure you're not out. And if you're in, have a quick tin. Good night.